Hi, I'm Rose Kepler-Meridian of Delicious Gardens, and I would like to show you step-by-step ways to plant a garden for kids. The supplies that you'll need for a kid's garden is soil, plants, seeds, labels, and water. One thing about gardens for kids is that we need to have things that grow quickly. I would suggest buying tomatoes that are already grown and tomatoes that are a determinate variety. That is, they are bushes that stay small and they don't take as long to mature. This is a celebrity tomato. It's also very disease resistant. You take off the bottom leaves and you plant it very deep, because each one of these hairs, you'll notice that all tomatoes have hairy stems, are actually the beginnings of roots, and you want to have very strong root system. Just like when kids are growing up, you want them to have very strong roots. Take your plant, turn it upside down, and just plop it into your hands. The roots look perfect. There's no need to do anything else except put it right in the hole. Very deep so that all of those root hairs turn into strong roots. And I make a little basin around it for the water. I suggest some really quick crops around it. For instance, radishes only take 22 days. So what I would do then is make a circle, a little with your finger, go around in a circle, make another little basin, take about 30 of these seeds, and they're pretty big, pretty easy to handle for kids, and drop them in one by one, about 2 inches apart. You can always thin them out later if you drop more than one in. Just very lightly cover the seeds. And then I like to plant something that's easy to reach and pick. That would be bush beans. These are Blue Lake bush beans. These also say determinate on the back, meaning they're small. These you can plant in a square around the circle of the tomatoes and the radishes. You want to plant one every 2 inches or so. They're very easy to see, which is great for kids. They can see what they've done. And beans take about a week, and you can start seeing the stems start to grow right out of the soil. It's very rewarding. It's very important to label where your vegetable seeds are, because children forget, we all forget, but you want to make sure that you put your label right where your radishes are, for instance. Using pencil is better than pen because it doesn't fade and go away with water. Speaking of water, you want to make sure that you always water your plants daily. In this case, we have a very small area. We know exactly where our seeds are because we marked them with our labels. And we want to make sure not to get the leaves too wet. We always want to water first thing in the morning, not late at night, but first thing in the morning. So this has been a pleasure teaching you the step-by-step way to plant a vegetable garden for kids. Thank you for joining me.